Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to WEQY 104.7, the voice of the East Side. This is Wesley Wright, your Un-Bougie Foodie. As always, thank you. I have a special guest in the booth. Tracy Yang. She's a friend, previous coworker, but also, more importantly, she's here to talk to us about food and fitness. Tracy, if you would.
Hey, hi everyone. I'm really honored to be here today. So thanks, Wesley, for the invite.
I'm glad you're here. I really am. And I want to find out a little bit more about you. Tell our audience who you are, and your background and so forth, and your interest in food.
Yeah.
If you would.
Well, as Wes said, my name is Tracy, and I am a hip hop dancer. I've been in the Twin Cities dance community here. Well, I've been active in the Twin Cities dance community here for about 7, going on 8 years. So dancing is my main thing, and then about 3, going on 4 years ago, I was really overweight. I gained a lot of weight just over the years. Despite being a dancer, just with lots of travel, and not, being conscious or making health conscious decisions on what to eat and everything. I ended up gaining a lot of weight, so I was really overweight, and then, it started to hinder my dance performance and everything. So one day I just really decided that, hey, I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna make different decisions and all that. So I ended up dropping over 60 pounds now, and I live a completely different lifestyle than I did before.
Understood. And from when we first met, and we're working together and everything, I know that you had an interest in fitness at that time too, and you were going for a degree, or you have a degree right now in something, don't you? I can't remember.
I was going for a degree.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, but
I mean, you are still being successful too, because she's not going to toot her own horn, but I will. She's in a fitness magazine, or has been in a fitness magazine. And she's at one point, and I'm blaming it all on me. She was my trainer for a short time. Lord, she kicked my butt, but that's okay. Because sometimes you need someone that is going to motivate you. Again, this was all my fault, but she worked me over. So you're a personal trainer right now, aren't you?
Yes. Yep. I do that full time now.
Cool. And so you definitely have experience with individuals that are coming in, not only to for their enhance their fitness goals and change themselves, but I'm quite sure that you offer them different ways to eat differently.
Yes.
Suggestions and so forth. And in a minute, I'm going to ask you maybe if you could offer just some suggestions for folks that are really want to either get back into it. We're going to talk about maybe some meal planning and so forth. But again, I wanted to talk more about, or find out from you, what's your personal style of cooking? Do you cook?
Yeah, of course. I cook.
Now, see, I'm sorry. That was probably a wrong question to ask. Do you cook? No,
that's not the wrong question. I mean, nowadays, a lot of my clients, that's actually a big problem with theirs. And there's like, I don't know how to cook.
Oh, okay.
So, they become convenience eaters to where they just go out and buy something because it's
convenient.
It's convenient, and it's not so overwhelming.
Exactly.
Compared to a kitchen. But yes, I do cook. Lately, I've actually been cooking a lot more vegetarian.
Okay.
So, yeah. But other than that, I don't know. Like, I'm Asian, so I stick to my Asian roots a lot.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
I have on this show. I talk about so many different types of foods. Asian is definitely one of them. Even when we were working together, I never turned down any type of food.
Right.
I'm saying, if it were different, something that I hadn't had in the past, I'm willing to try it. But what are your cooking styles? I mean, do you have, I know you said vegetarian, but is there like a particular dish that you really enjoy, preparing and...
No, not in particular, no. I come to really love being in the kitchen.
Okay.
So, the more variety, the better. I'm always open to learning new things.
Good.
And cooking new things.
That's
in the
awesome.
kitchen, So.
When you do go out, which is how often?
It's really not that often. Maybe like twice a month,
okay.
Or at the very most. I mean, there's some months where I'm out like once a week or something.
Understood.
It's really not that often.
Okay. When you do go out, though, do you have a particular type of food, a genre that you like or that you enjoy, like Italian, American, anything of that sort?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm
yes,
Asian,
she's Asian.
So I tend to like to stick to my Asian roots. And it's, not only because I'm Asian, but because but Thai food is something that Thai food or Vietnamese food. Those are usually what I tend to choose when I'm out, and it's because these are dishes that incorporate a lot of vegetables in it already.
Understood.
A lot of whole foods or whole ingredients in it already, and they're kind of just cooked as is. Like they're not deep fried or anything like that. So
understood.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I find that being in a neighborhood where there are a lot of Asian markets, I'm picking up a lot more vegetables anyway, because I love vegetables. My biggest thing when I talk about on the show is Brussels sprouts.
Yo, I remember we used to do that. We used to talk about how much we love Brussels sprouts.
Exactly. And the way, so listeners out there know good and well that the Un-Bougie Foodie, he likes Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
So I find all these different types of ways to either do Brussels sprouts, roasting, steaming, whatever. But just going to the Asian markets, I mean, they offer so many different inexpensive vegetables too. So I mean, I could go there and get. I love bok choy.
Hell yeah.
And I wish I knew more ways to prepare it, and I know that there are, and I could go online and look and everything. But that along with the Brussels sprouts and is it the very long green beans? Oh man, I can't remember the name, but they're like in the packaging, and it's like almost looks like a snake almost. But anyway, they're green beans. And I love them, and I'll chop them up and do stir fry and other stuff.
Yes.
So I mean, I appreciate being in the neighborhood that offers, the wide variety. I mean, the very first thing that you go into the market or when you're stepping through the doors are vegetables and fruits. And I've had fruits that I haven't had before and introduced at the Asian market, and finding ways to prepare them. I think I was at one Asian market and I picked up something, and a woman that was next to me asked, "Do you know how to prepare that? Do you know what you're doing?" I was like, no, I just thought it was interesting looking fruit. And she's like, "Well, you do this." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I learned something new,
Right.
But see, I think maybe some others might feel a certain type of way because, why are you trying to tell me what to do? I'm just here looking at stuff. You don't need to be up in my business. But you know, I appreciate when someone is able to give a suggestion like that,
right?
Because they don't know me as the Un-Bougie Foodie when I go into the market or anything like that. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm gonna give him a suggestion. It's just nice that anyone. I suppose that if they have some type of knowledge, I'm not going to turn it away. It's like, why are you telling me that?
Right.
I didn't ask for your opinion. No. I think I know that we have done that when we were working together.
Right.
Like when it came to the Brussels sprouts, of course, as well as other stuff. I know we've talked about other stuff too, but so yeah, the Asian market. I know y'all out there live next to an Asian market. There's at least 2 in your neighborhood. Look for them. Forget about going. Okay, I won't say forget about going to Cub or something like that. But come on now, you have a better opportunity in knowing that you're going to be getting fresh vegetables. And I think at times, and correct me if I'm wrong, when I do go to the Asian markets too, or even farmers markets, especially like the ones on University. There's one on University that's like huge.
Yeah.
Fresh. I mean, you're getting, and I'm always talking about farmers markets on this show as well, but fresh Asian vegetables. Yeah, you can't go wrong by adding more vegetables in your life in some way, shape, or form.
Never. More the merrier.
Right. Did you go to was it the Vegan Fest this year, or is that what it's called?
The Twin Cities, whatever festival.
Yes.
Veggie Festival.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't make it out this year.
I didn't either. I thought of you because I know that we at one point we were supposed to go. And then we both didn't get a chance to go. Or maybe you did go because did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Go.
That time it's been a while. Haven't seen each other.
I want to go to that by myself. That's not fun.
What?
Go to something like that by yourself.
No, it never is. It never is.
Not saying I wouldn't, but it's always better with somebody.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What foods do you stay away from? Well, I mean, you kind of already answered that question, but when you want to indulge every now and then, I know it's not all the time.
Yeah.
Rephrase this question. What would you enjoy while you're out if you're going to indulge?
I don't do a lot of pork. So that's like a really rare, seldom thing that I eat nowadays is pork.
Okay.
And people think I'm weird when I say this, but I don't like bacon.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Everyone I tell that to, they're like, "You don't like bacon?" I'm like, "No, I don't like bacon." I have like a whole story behind it and everything, but I don't like bacon. And so, when I tell people like, "Oh, like I don't eat a lot of pork," they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of easy for me because I don't like bacon to begin with." So yeah, pork I usually stray away from. Anything, like I mentioned earlier, anything sort of deep fried or fried.
Understood.
Try not to choose. I would say red meat, beef is probably, if I'm going to indulge, it would be something, that I would get.
Got you.
And now, like recently, when I go to the grocery store and I shop, I've stopped buying meat when I go to the grocery store.
Really?
So at home, preparing meals and stuff, it's mostly vegetarian nowadays. So when I do go out to eat, that is when I would choose meat. So either chicken or turkey definitely are my top choices. But,
okay.
Otherwise, sometimes I'm like, ooh, how bad do I want to be? And thenLl choose beef. But
all right. Well, I'm going to ask you about sweets. Mm-hmm. Do you do any type of sweets?
Of course!
Yeah, well, hey. What was your most recent one that you've done? Or any sweet that you had, actually?
I'm a big, cake person.
Okay.
So it'll usually be some sort of cake or something bready.
Okay.
But I don't always get dessert, but when I
Right.
do, I make sure that I'm with like a group of friends.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right.
5 spoons.
Yes. I'm like, all right. Like, everyone's going to eat this. I don't care what y'all say. I'm like, this is being shared. I'm not going to eat this all by myself. And then they'll be like, all right. So I'll usually, just take a couple bites or, 3 or 4 maybe sometimes, to where it really is just a taste thing,
right?
Where I get a taste of it, I'm content, and then I just slowly back out, and then everyone else is like, they're eating the dessert for for me. So,
exactly. I'm learning that having the show, I suppose it can be difficult because when you're have been raised by parents that say you're gonna pretty much finish everything on your plate and whatnot, to try to be a foodie, if you would, makes it very difficult because you want to eat everything on the plate and say, okay, I'm done. But if you're trying to have a good food experience, there might be 3 different dishes in front of you. How are you going to do that? Right. It's like, well, that's where you're supposed to bring about 3 or 4 other friends along with you. And it's like, I'm going to order these 3 things and you all are going to help me eat them. Yes. And you might be able to order 1 or 2 other things additionally, but this is not going down by myself. Yeah, exactly. I found that out. Honestly, I have found that out. I mean, going to the state fair was a challenge. It was a challenge. It really, really was. And fortunately I did have some friends with me, but it was still, I don't like to waste food, but I'm learning that I have to take either things home, like when I go to a restaurant, which is not very often, but doggy bags, carry-outs, or I have to throw things away, which I don't want to do, but
I was gonna say, don't throw it away.
Well, I mean, I do try to. I don't want to say repurpose because well, literally, when you have leftovers or something, you don't like you said, you don't necessarily have to throw it away. You could ask for a carry out and so forth, take it home, and then I will find something else to add to it, or mix it with something else. I know that sounds like goulash, people, but no, not really, because I will post these type of things on Facebook and you would see them anyway. Because I don't post nothing ugly on Facebook, but that's okay.
You don't. We're Facebook friends. You really don't. When you posting pictures, I'm like, damn, what's that? You look good.
But I again have to learn how to do that, more regularly. And I talk about, going out to restaurants and whatnot. I don't go. I think you mentioned that when you want to splurge, you might go maybe like once a week, probably. Yeah. But that's just because you're busy, probably doing things and whatnot. With this show, I'm that way as well. 1, because of finances.
Ding.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. We still have to be smart, even though you want to share your food experiences and so forth. You still have to be smart because we are doing this to share with folks out in the community, and though it is we're doing this freely of our own volition. Still, I don't go and ask for like free food or go into a restaurant and expect them. I always pay for my stuff and everything, but it could get expensive. Right. So paying, going once a week, I think helps me. 1, to still be able to bring or talk about certain things, on the show, but then also for me to stay within budget and whatnot.
Yeah.
What about yourself? Do you? I know you said you're cooking more often, but how? When it comes to how you're either preparing meals or whatever, how do you stay on budget? Because I know that could probably even get sometimes expensive too, going to the grocery store.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the main reasons why I stopped buying meat.
Okay.
Going to when I go grocery shopping, meat can get pretty pricey pretty quickly.
Right.
Especially, just when it comes to meat, like I would prefer to eat like, organic, grass-fed meat. And so that is really pricey.
Yeah.
So, I think honestly just simply not picking out meat when I'm out grocery shopping, that's really actually that's really cut out the expenses of the grocery bill. So
that's good to know. I mean,
and shop for what's in season too.
Yes.
So that really makes a difference. So it's winter now, so we're probably seeing and it's fall, so we're probably seeing a lot more like squash.
Exactly.
Like that's in season, so figure out things to make with squash.
And it's funny that you mentioned that. I was over at a friend's house last night, and this is, as you mentioned, squash, but particularly pumpkin is a squash itself, a different type. But I had a friend prepared pumpkin curry.
Yum!
It was delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, with time, this is the time period when it's starting to get a little bit cold or whatever. Yeah. So you want to bring out these warm comfort food soups and broths and so forth. And man, I'm telling you, I mean, just some white rice and pumpkin. I think it had pumpkin. He had diced up or chopped up actually some chicken breasts and some carrots, and I'm quite sure there were probably one or two other vegetables, garlic and onions too. But it was just amazing. So, like you said, picking out things or preparing meals that are within the season based on seasonal items definitely really help. I mentioned that we were going to talk about meal planning, but I wanted to also mention to our audience out there, please feel free if you have any questions that you would like to ask in reference to maybe, fitness. Just something very simple. Don't make it too hard, because we're not trying to give a whole entire class. We have a little bit of time. So, or if you want to just offer a suggestion on maybe a dish, definitely give us a call here at 651-200-3479. Again, that's 651-200-3479. You can get a chance to talk to my friend and cohort right now, Tracy Yang, and myself, the Un-Bougie Foodie. I wanted to move into asking about meal planning and preparation. What exactly, for individuals that are just either starting or getting back into a groove of moving, getting more active and everything like that, what types of, very simple, nothing really extravagant or anything like that, because I'm not trying to put you on the spot, because I know she normally comes prepared and her head is probably like, I got a whole bunch I could give you. No, I don't want to do that to you. But what's something that you could just say, maybe one or two that you could probably start off with, or an individual could start off with, when it comes down to wanting to get back onto a path of eating properly, as well as, like you said, and we talked about, saving money too. Yeah.
Like you're talking like food items.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Sorry,
number one,
make us assume that way.
Number one, dark leafy greens for sure.
Kale.
Yep, kale.
Spinach,
arugula, collard greens.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So anything really of the cruciferous vegetable family. So that's like broccoli, cauliflower, all that kind of stuff too. Anything in that vegetable group, definitely. I think a lot of people, if you do grains in your diet, definitely go for the whole unprocessed version. So instead of white rice, choose brown rice.
Yummy.
Yes.
No. I say it like that not because I don't like you said wild rice, right? Or brown rice.
Brown rice. Wild rice is good too.
Yeah. I'm not saying I like. That's my problem. I like all kinds of rice.
I do too, though. I think one that I do not see very often that I think should come up more often is actually very healthy. Is black rice.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's real. It is a little higher on the starchy content, but it is actually. There are some health benefits to black rice.
Where do you get that from?
Asian store.
Okay. I know I should have thought that.
So, black rice is one. Another grain that I think is coming up more and more now. It's becoming more and more popular. Quinoa.
Oh, okay.
That's another grain.
Do you have any way of really preparing quinoa? I'm sorry, making you jump at the moment, but
I don't do anything real special. But there are times where if I want to add a little kick, a flavor, or something to it, you can cook it with broth. So
okay.
Instead of water, you can cook it with chicken broth, whatever broth you want.
Okay.
So
I'll have to try and see if I can do something.
Are you saying you don't like quinoa?
I'm not saying that. I guess I have difficulty preparing it and appreciating it for its health values. No. Some friends, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't like it. You know how kids, maybe I'm a little kid in this manner because if it's any other vegetable or something like that, kids are like, I'm not eating that. That's broccoli. But I don't feel that type of aversion to it. It's just kind of like it looks like little pebbles.
It looks like little pebbles.
I don't know. How's that?
Yeah. Well, if you don't like quinoa, there's others like there's couscous. There's lentils.
I do see couscous. I have seen that.
Yeah, farro. I mean, that's one that's not very common either, but that's out there. Well, you don't like quinoa, so you probably won't like this one.
Yeah, say it anyway.
Crap, I forgot the name of it. It starts with the A.
Uh-oh.
And
something.
Yeah, I forgot. It'll come to me.
Yes,
when it comes to me, I'll let y'all know. But that one is similar in texture to quinoa.
Okay. I know that you said that you're doing more vegetarian style, whatever. When continuing on with the meal planning, is there any other type of protein that you could suggest or that you would suggest?
Dark beans, definitely. Stick to your dark beans, so like your black beans, your kidney beans. Your dark leafy greens, they have protein in them too, so that's another thing. Your grains, that's another great source of protein. Trying to think, I don't do soy, so I'm not a tempeh or tofu person.
Understood. Is that just for personal preference or okay?
It's just a personal preference thing. There's lots. There's just lots.
Well, I mean,
beans, lentils.
I think
nuts. Nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like almonds, walnuts.
That's true.
Great source of healthy fats and protein as well.
I can't say that I'm going to become a vegetarian.
I don't claim to be vegetarian. No, well, I will straight up say I eat meat, but at home,
of course,
I've become more vegetarian.
Of course.
So
I think there's probably they have, from my understanding, different levels of being either vegan or vegetarian or ecotarian or something.
Ecotarian.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of that one.
Someone taught. I don't know if they made it up or whatever, but I was like, so I was gonna kind of remember it. It stuck with me. I was like, I have to look that up. I still haven't, but what I just heard it, and we're having this conversation. I thought I would mention it, but it was like interesting. But if that's what, but I think I would be with you because I do cook meat at home and not because I buy it a lot. I will buy it on certain occasions when things are on sale.
Yes.
But I do like red meat. I love it, and I could have it, and I enjoy it, but it doesn't sit well, sometimes with my digestion. So it's more of the chicken and fish that I will have, and I love seafood, and I just wish I have an adequate kitchen to cook all the things that I want to cook. I need a wok. I need a different type of saute pan, that's a little bit less shallow, the ones that I have. And anyway, we're not talking about pans and everything like that right now.
I'm about to be like, you don't have a wok?
I know.
Kitchen essential.
Oh, boy. The stuff that I do have, it's like I'm trying to make it work, But, yeah, anyway. Hopefully, in the future, I will step my game up and get a wok, because they are available where? At the Asian market.
Exactly. Or they have one. They actually have a decently priced one at IKEA.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
If you want to make the trek all the way out to Bloomington just to get a wok, but
Or if you're listening to this show on the TuneIn app in California or any other state, feel free to visit your local IKEA. For an affordable wok.
Is it authentic? Probably not. But it works. It does the job.
Yes, exactly. It's what's needed and whatnot. I wanted to... have you eaten or done any type of... I know you don't go out a lot, so I'm just going to ask. Have you eaten out anywhere in downtown St. Paul lately, or maybe?
No, it's been
a while.
I don't make it out to this side of the river a lot. Don't judge me. I'm from this side of the river, but I don't make it out here a lot. I tend to stick to Minneapolis.
Yeah, she's blowing up and everything like that. Being trained. We holding it down on the east side over here. That's what we do.
I'm from the east side.
You. And I guess I could honestly say that I'm not on the east side of 35E, but I consider I'm over here so often. Yeah. It's like I might as well say I'm on the east side, sort of. yeah. I wanted to talk. If you're going to stay with me for a little bit, I'm going to talk a little bit about some food places that I've gone to. So,
yes,
thank you. And you might be like, don't eat that. No. Stay away from that.
I'd be like, did you eat some for me?
Well, I could definitely tell you that I've definitely eaten some stuff for a lot of people. Not a lot of people, because I'm very particular about what I have anyway. But the places that I have gone, they know how to serve really good food. And the first place that I wanted to talk about, which it's a little bit out of order because I'm telling you how, kind of like when I had these. The first one, I had insomnia, but I was hungry, and beyond reasons that I'm not going to say on the air.
Hey.
No, not that. I had not eaten. Hush you. She's falling out the chair. But I hadn't eaten pretty much all day. So and I wasn't going to be going to work the next. So this was Wednesday night, going into Thursday morning. I was like, man, I'm hungry. So I went to a place which I'm quite sure so many people have heard of it and gone to it or whatnot, but they have late night happy hours. So I went to Dark Horse Bar and Eatery. Dark Horse Bar and Eatery, they're located at 250 East 7th Street. It's in Lower Town. And like I said, they have a late night happy hour, but their regular hours Monday through Friday are from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. And then Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. And it's a bar and eatery, so you can have your drinks, you can have your eats. But when you're there at they call it the dark hour, which I got there at 1:00 in the morning. The dark hour. So all you people that are out trying to be haunts and everything like that, this is your place to go. I'm telling you, because I had I had a shrimp taco. So this shrimp taco, and I put it on my Facebook page too, but this shrimp taco, it was with ghost pepper crema, pico de gallo, and avocado puree. And I mentioned it to a friend about the ghost pepper. Trust me, the cream, when it's mixed with it, it makes it so smooth, and it offsets all the heat from the ghost pepper, because ghost peppers are really hot. I don't know if you have had ghost pepper before?
I have.
How was your experience?
What you said, very hot.
Man,
it is. Yeah.
I
like spice too, but I don't like spice so much to where it like
burns your tongue off.
Yeah, like I'm like I can't taste food anymore.
Which I'm gonna ask you: have you been to? I'm quite sure you have. On's Thai. What?
I haven't. Where's that?
It's on Snelling and University. Right? You know where the Turf Club is?
Mm-hmm.
Right
it's
next
right
door.
There?
Right next door. You need to go to On's Thai. You need to take your husband. Your friends.
You're gonna take me on a date, Wesley.
What? What? I'm happy to.
Yay!
Hey, I'm just saying, we got to plan this and everything like that.
Exactly.
Your man not gonna be mad, is he?
No.
Okay, good. Whoop, Tracy's man, don't be mad. Anyway, more about Dark Horse. Okay, this is gonna sound like, man, what kind of stomach you got? I had, now the shrimp taco, it was $5, and it's only one, but it's satisfying. The next thing that I had, which I didn't order, maybe I should have ordered it one at a time, but I didn't, because the way that I was feeling, I was really hungry. And at 1:00, I'm thinking, they close at 2. The kitchen was supposedly closed at 1:30, so I don't have time to order one by one. So I just simply said, okay, I'd like the shrimp taco, I'd like the pulled pork slider, and then I'd like the dark horse burger. So I'm going to tell you about those, each one of those. I already talked about the shrimp taco, but then the pulled pork slider. Pulled pork.
I know.
She's over here like, really? You ate that? Did you really?
No, I'm like, how was it?
It was really good. It's pulled pork, of course, but then with smoked Gouda, grilled onions, and grilled red bell peppers, and then as a garnish. But it just kind of like sets it off. Additionally, with all the savory, they have slices of apple, and I'm not sure what type of apple it was. I'm thinking maybe, and I don't know my apples. It was probably either Macintosh or Gala, I think. But I know it wasn't Honeycrisp, because I would have ate the plate if it was Honeycrisp. But yeah, it was good. It was very, very good.
Gala.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was Gala. But it was, again, that dish. These, I guess you might say that these are maybe apps, because they were very inexpensive. Like the shrimp taco was $5, the pulled pork slider was $5, but then the Dark Horse burger. Now the Dark Horse burger, little pricey, but you have to understand that this burger, I don't know how to describe it. It's huge. It's big. And sometimes when you just want a burger, this kind of satiated my appetite for that. So that Dark Horse burger, it's with smoked Gouda, bacon.
No bacon.
Thousand Island dressing, their pickles. I believe those pickles are house made, if I'm not mistaken, and onions. So I'm telling you, if you have not been on my Facebook page to see what these look like, yes, they are drool worthy indeed. Please make sure, Tracy, cover your ears. Please make sure you check out what that bacon looks like. For Dark Horse, on the Dark Horse burger, because it's off the chain. how to change.
Was it crispy?
It was cooked well enough, but still tender enough so that the meat, it didn't seem like you were biting into something really weird, you know what I mean? So which brings me to, it's not a bad thing, and I'm switching gears. I'm gonna tell you about this other place that I ate, which is gonna be bad because that was 1:00 in the morning that I had Dark Horse. Then I had breakfast the following morning. Yeah. But I'm gonna jump kind of like far ahead and then come back. But I don't eat at Arby's. Well, I think in my life, honestly, 3, maybe 4 times at Arby's. And yesterday I went to the movies with friends, and we went to Arby's just to quickly grab something. It was right by the movie theater. Poor Tracy. This wasn't something that was planned, because I didn't know that you don't really care for pork, and I don't eat a lot of pork, but for whatever reason, this past month has just
been. I was gonna say Arby's. I think they have a lot of pork items on their menu.
It's called pork belly.
Oh,
they have a pork belly sandwich that just. I can't describe it because it's just so good. I ate it quickly.
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh man. I've never had a sandwich. I mean, where was I introduced to pork belly? I can't remember. It may have been when I was having pho, but
Wait, pho? Wait, what?
Yeah, what?
Hold
up. What do you mean? Did I not pronounce it correctly?
How are you equating a pork belly sandwich from Arby's to pho?
No. I'm saying pork belly. I'm trying to think how I was introduced to it. You're so crazy. No, I'm trying. I'm sorry. It's my mindset. It's how I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together or whatever.
Hold on, boo. They don't even belong on the same playing field right now.
No, because I just not. My family never cooked pork. Well, maybe we did, and that it wasn't what we recognized it to be, But to come at least to Minnesota, cooking more for myself and everything, and opening my doors, if you would, to the types of styles of cooking. Right. Being here in Minnesota, I can't recall. Yeah, I'm thinking that it was when I had pho that there was pork belly in it, and I was like, this is really good. I think I was not knowledgeable on what I was having because I allowed someone else to pick it for me. But I was like, it's soup. Or okay, that was wrong, but I said this soup was good. They're like, no, it's not soup. You're having pork belly pho. I was like, okay,
this is not soup.
And from that point on, I was like, well, how do you prepare this? Is it only in this? It's like, no, you could have pork bellies and so many different things. So I went to the Asian market, and what did they have there? Pork belly. Yes. So I cut it up. I was like, I gotta have this, and I cut it up in stuff, and I did stir fry. I was doing it in so much stuff. I think I was beginning to have some type of addiction.
Yeah, you had a pork belly craze there.
My name is Wesley Wright, and I'm addicted to pork belly. And Brussels sprouts too. But Arby's was y'all trying to do some stuff, and I'm praying, please. I'm praying that up the street from me, because this was not even Arby's anywhere in my neighborhood, because I have Arby's, Subway, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Popeyes just up and down the street from me, and I'm like, the temptations as I'm driving down the street. Yeah, please, Arby's down the street from me, 3 miles down the street, 3.2 miles actually.
Oh my day. Google Maps.
Please don't have this sandwich, because if I have some type of craving and I'm remembering that you serve pork belly, I want to be disappointed and happy that I don't have it, that you don't have it, because I might have to have two. No, not really. I'm lying. I really am lying about that, because the sandwich is really huge. Anyway, before the time really gets away from me, I got to talk about this other place. So I told you all, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm having Dark Horse. Well, Thursday I didn't have to go to work, so I went to, if you're not aware, folks, please, a good breakfast place on the east side of St. Paul, Cook St. Paul. Cook St. Paul, they are located at 1124 Payne Avenue in St. Paul, 55130. They don't take reservations, so you got to get there early enough to have food. If you don't, you're going to miss out, and it's going to be your fault, because I'm telling you, this place is bomb.
This is the place that does, like, I don't remember if it's every week or every month, but they have like the special dinners and stuff, right? Like the Korean dinners and hey.
She know it. She know it.
I get invited to it all the time. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I haven't been able to make it out.
Really? Yeah. I have not gone for, Fridays. I have not gone, but this was the Thursday, and but I'll tell you, there are Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. That means that I might be able to register over there today. Not really, because they're going to probably ask, "What are you doing here again? We just saw you Thursday." But I'm telling you, again, if you've not visited my Facebook page, please look for these and recipes and other things that we talk about here on the Un-Bougie Foodie, at the Un-Bougie Foodie page. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it is at Un-Bougie Foodie, and on Instagram it is _Un-Bougie Foodie. So you'll see pictures all over the place, and of course I post recipes every now and then and so on. But like Dark Horse, Cook St. Paul has wonderful food. So this is not a bougie place, and I love you, Cook. I love you. I love you. Love you. In one particular, they have they have a side just of pork belly.
You and your pork belly, man.
I know. It was horrible. It was. Yeah, my friend Warren that I was with, they have pork belly, and it was that morning we were having it. I don't know if they probably gave it a discount. I don't know, but maybe the cost or whatever went down. 2 big pieces of pork belly atop a plate, 2 plate sizes of pancakes that could be eaten and devoured with no butter or any type of syrup. So enjoy the words that are coming from my mouth. Pancakes, pork bellies, and then short rib, eggs Benedict. Yeah, I'm trying to tempt y'all to go. Trying to tempt y'all to go. Tracy's not gonna go, but she still can to go on Fridays for Korean. What is it? Korean dinners? But what? Okay, so what would be a Korean dinner?
So, do you
I'm
remember
putting
me
you on the
mentioning?
spot.
Yeah, do you remember me mentioning that I love kimchi?
I think so.
Together?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I love.
Did you make some one time?
No.
Okay.
I think I brought some to work.
Okay, maybe that was it.
I love kimchi. Kimchi is it's served as, it's usually one of the side dishes in a Korean dinner.
Okay.
But it can also be used in an entree.
Okay.
Either a soup or stew or in a stir fry. So, What's in a creamer? Yeah, they have like several like little side dishes, and they're all like pickled, like fermented.
Okay.
So they're really good. And then, rice, of course. And then either soup or stew or some sort of stir fry. So
okay.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it Cooks. They've won me over. I mean, it was my first time being there, and I will definitely be going back, because to offer something like short ribs, eggs Benedict. I mean, here it's described as being homemade rolls on top of braised short ribs, lightly poached eggs, and smothered in hollandaise sauce and hash browns. And man, telling you, there were other things that are on the menu. Korean pancakes, what?
Hey.
Ground yellow beans mixed with spicy sauce, spicy cabbage, and bean sprouts served with 2 lightly poached eggs. Hey, what? I'm telling you, they know their stuff. And I'm not. This is not a rating show, but I am going to check out what folks have said and talked about or whatever. This place was given a 4.8 out of 5. I mean,
wow.
And they really did not disappoint. So again, if you are interested in having a really great meal, they offer breakfast as well as lunch. Me going there and having the 1 or 2, the pancakes were awesome. They really were. The eggs, they know what they're doing. They know how to cook there. They know how to prepare really great meals there. So please don't miss out on visiting this restaurant on the East Side. Again, as I mentioned on my Facebook page, the East Side has some really awesome gems that we could enjoy. It's a family based restaurant. Dark Horse, not so much. You can still take your family there, but again, it serves drinks. Cooks also serves drinks too, so don't get that kind of confused. But if you want to go there for a good meal, breakfast, lunch, definitely visit Cooks. Same thing with Dark Horse. Cooks, once again, is located at 1124 Payne Avenue in St. Paul. Dark Horse Bar and Eatery is located at 250 East 7th Street in the Lowertown area of St. Paul. Please make sure you go out and support your local restaurants that are really preparing really great food for the community, inviting people from other areas as well to come in and enjoy what they have to offer. We're coming to the close. Tracy, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your knowledge and passing on information to us about, still being able to stay fit. Even when you are going out, definitely find or make selections that are health conscious. It could be vegetable based. It doesn't have to always be about meat, but sometimes some restaurants may have that option for you. They're willing to work with you, so definitely make sure that you when you're going out, choose things that are going to be health conscious for you. Move more, do things, be more active. Again, I want to say thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you giving us some suggestions on everything that we talked about today, meal planning and such. So thank you so much for listening. I didn't have any calls today, but that is okay, because I think we just got talked up and wrapped up in talking about food, which is what this show is all about. Food, glorious
we love food.
Oh my goodness. Tune in next week. We'll be talking again about food, and I'll be bringing you more information about other restaurants that are in your local area of East St. Paul, and the surrounding neighborhoods and communities. Make sure, even though this is not farmers market time right now, there still are 1 or 2 places that are available. Minneapolis still has a farmers market that's available that you could go to, but please make sure that you get out there and enjoy yourself and enjoy food. As always, as I end my show, please remember not to let anyone tell you what kind of foodie you are, because really, it is all about the food. Until next time, folks, thank you so much. Peace and take care.